What happens with cold water shock?
It's a reflex that strikes when the cold hits your entire body and you tend to gasp, you try to intake air. Now, if you go into the water and have that in a life jacket, even if you take in air, you're going to be very quickly with your head above water. If you're not wearing a life jacket, you're not naturally going to resurface. You have to make your way there yourself. And at that time, you're going to be trying to cough water out while you're trying to take air in. And that's a horrible situation that induces panic really rapidly, which reduces your ability to make the decisions that will save your life. About a month ago, we had a fisherman in the water on a small vessel, essentially a modified kayak, who fell into the water, very shallow water but very cold. He was dressed like you and I. He wasn't wearing a life jacket, so he most likely suffered cold water shock based on his behavior and his inability to simply grab onto the vessel he'd fallen out of. He unfortunately passed away in 5 feet of water and was recovered by divers.
Yeah. Who and when should people be wearing life jackets?
Well, if you ask us, we'll be pushing you to wear them almost any time you're near the water. You're not legally required to, but in the last 3 years, I only know of one drowning where a person had a life jacket on, and that was because they were in a river, which is a complex moving environment where people can snag on objects and things like that. Every other fatality has been without a life jacket. With this weekend, I'd be advising go in with a life jacket at least. And if you're comfortable after that and you don't want to swim around in it, then make your own choice. But if you're entering the water, wade in, move in slowly. That reduces cold water shock. I realize it's harder to get in sometimes slowly in the cold water and everybody wants to jump in. The other is have someone standing by with a life jacket. We had at least one fatality I can think of last summer where a swimmer was in distress and the swimmer's family member dived in to help, and that family member didn't have a life jacket and they passed away, whereas the original swimmer was successfully pulled back into the boat. I can't say it was cold water shock necessarily, but it was that time of year where it was likely, and that the rescuer placed themselves in a dangerous situation. A life jacket would have, avoided that. The rivers, we have really twofold. You've got water that isn't always clear and it's moving. So a person in distress is immediately being dragged away from those that could help them. And so our rivers, there's a lot of swimming holes where the water is a little slower. A lot of swimmers don't appreciate you could be pulled out of the water, the swimming hole, and then into the fast moving water. With the lakes, what people don't appreciate is they feel like it's a big pool, but in any pool, a swimmer in distress, you can see them on the surface, you can see them on the bottom of the pool. In the lake, the moment they submerge by just a few feet, nobody knows where they are. If they get deeper into the milfoil weeds, which is several feet deep at the bottom, even the divers will struggle to find them.